Hello, I am Cheryl Dodd. I'm privileged to be one of Teresa's trainers since 2004, I believe. Let's see. I found out about T-Tapp from the 2001 Women's World article, but which is funny because I don't read that magazine. The only two I own are the two that Teresa was featured in it. But at that point in my life, I was a single mom working full-time with a little baby, and I didn't have time to work out for an hour, and it was before we could work out for 15 minutes. So I had the tapes. They sat on the shelf for a really long time. Obviously that changed since I'm here now. But I didn't really get serious about T-Tapp until a couple years later. I was in a really severe car accident where I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And luckily I had been on the forums and heard somebody say this PBS thing was really great if you hurt your neck and your back. So that was in the back of my mind, and I went to see my chiropractor, and I was 32 years old, and you'll get a kick out of this. He did his x-rays, and he said, I said, so what do you think? You know, I'm this healthy 32-year-old, and he said, well, you're no longer a Mercedes, you're now a Yugo. And I didn't really like that. I didn't really want to be a Yugo. And so I remembered about the whole thing about PBS and didn't really want to settle for being a Yugo. So I dusted off the tapes and started with PBS, and as many of you know my story is I did PBS every hour, every day while I was at work. It's the only thing that relieved my back pain, and after a year and a half I was able to successfully rehab my neck and my back. Well, that was great, but then like 2 years later I was in another car accident. So not only once but twice I was able to rehab my neck and back. Thanks to Teresa, I would not be able to take care of my son if it wasn't for T-Tapp. And I was able, I joined Carol's Habit Formers when she originally started that several years ago. And Teresa was gracious enough to, for all the challenges, we were allowed to come here, I believe, for a retreat, and she paid for it, which was great because I didn't have any money. And I met Teresa and met all the trainers and fell in love with what Teresa believed in, and decided then I wanted to be a trainer. Took me like a year and a half to get that all squared away, and then got certified with Teresa. And my life has been so different. I have the closest, bestest friends, and they're all from T-Tapp, and I didn't know a soul when I came here in 2004. So, you know, I can't imagine my life without all of you. And I just recently graduated from nursing school. Yeah, thank you. So glad to be done with that. So, and I just moved, not quite cross country, but 5 states over. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, but now I have to get used to saying I'm the T-Tapp trainer from Maryland. I live 30 minutes from Keona, right there with Webro in that whole Baltimore, D.C. kind of area. I'm now working at University of Maryland Medical Center as an ICU nurse. So still got to get that used to being the nurse, get used to that. But I'm so glad to be here after my whirlwind nursing school life thing going on. So glad to be back tapping and here with Teresa and all the trainers and doing what I love best, which is helping T-Tappers. So thank you. You're going to have a great weekend.